Tommy's Time-Twisting Tales, The Secrets of the Amazon. Chapter 1, The Whispering Wind. Tommy was in his room, playing with his favorite compass, the one that had taken him on so many incredible adventures. Today, the compass needle spun wildly, then stopped, pointing to the southwest. Suddenly, a strong gust of wind blew through his open window, carrying the scent of rain and greenery. "The Amazon!" Tommy exclaimed, recognizing the smell from one of his geography books. The next moment, Tommy found himself standing in the middle of a dense, vibrant jungle. Tall trees with thick, twisted vines towered over him, their leaves creating a canopy that filtered the sunlight into greenish hues. Birds with bright plumage flew overhead, and the air was filled with the sounds of the jungle, chirping insects, calling monkeys, and the distant roar of a waterfall. Tommy marveled at his surroundings, realizing he was in the heart of the Amazon rainforest. He noticed the compass now pointed toward a faint trail leading deeper into the jungle. Curious and excited, Tommy followed the path, each step bringing new discoveries. He saw colorful frogs perched on leaves, their bright colors a warning to predators. He spotted a sloth lazily hanging from a tree, blending in with the moss-covered branches. Tommy knew he was in a place full of secrets waiting to be uncovered. As he ventured further, the trail led him to a small, hidden village. The people there greeted him warmly, their clothes made from natural fibers and decorated with intricate patterns. They spoke a language Tommy didn't understand, but they smiled kindly and offered him fruit and water. An elder, with deep-set eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of the forest, approached Tommy. The elder pointed to the compass in Tommy's hand and then to the horizon where dark clouds were gathering. The elder spoke a few words, and although Tommy didn't understand, he felt a sense of urgency. The elder handed him a carved wooden amulet, shaped like a jaguar, and nodded. Tommy understood that the amulet was important, though he didn't know why. The elder's eyes seemed to say, "You're on a quest now, young one." With the amulet in hand, Tommy set off once more, determined to uncover the secrets the Amazon had in store for him. Chapter 2, The Jaguar's Path. Tommy followed the compass, which now pointed straight ahead, deeper into the thickest part of the jungle. The path became more challenging, with the ground uneven and roots twisting across his way like snakes. The sounds of the jungle grew louder, and Tommy could feel the pulse of life around him. Every rustle, every call was a reminder that he was not alone. As he walked, Tommy noticed the jungle becoming darker and more mysterious. The trees grew even taller, their trunks covered in moss, and the air felt thick with moisture. He was aware of every movement in the undergrowth, every shadow that seemed to flicker at the corner of his vision. Then, he saw it, a pair of glowing eyes staring at him from the shadows. Tommy froze, holding his breath. The creature stepped forward, revealing itself to be a jaguar, its fur sleek and spotted, its muscles rippling as it moved silently toward him. But instead of attacking, the jaguar stopped a few feet away from Tommy and stared at the amulet in his hand. The jaguar's eyes then shifted to Tommy's, and in that moment, Tommy felt a connection, as if the jaguar were communicating with him. Slowly, the jaguar turned and began to walk away, pausing to look back at Tommy as if to say, "Follow me." Trusting the jaguar, Tommy followed it through the dense foliage. The jaguar led him to a hidden path, one that twisted and turned through the jungle. The deeper they went, the more Tommy felt like he was walking into another world, a world full of ancient secrets and forgotten stories. The trees seemed to whisper to each other, and the air grew cooler and more humid. After what felt like hours, the jaguar led Tommy to a clearing. In the center stood an ancient stone structure, covered in vines and moss. The structure looked like a temple, with carvings of animals and symbols Tommy didn't recognize. The jaguar stopped at the entrance, looking back at Tommy one last time before disappearing into the jungle. Tommy approached the temple, feeling a mix of excitement and apprehension. The amulet in his hand began to glow faintly, and he knew this place held the secrets he was meant to find. Gathering his courage, Tommy stepped into the temple, ready to uncover the mysteries hidden within. Chapter 3: The Guardian of the Temple. Inside the temple, the air was cool and still. The walls were adorned with carvings that told stories of the jungle and its creatures, and the floor was made of large stone slabs that echoed under Tommy's footsteps. At the far end of the chamber stood a statue of a jaguar, similar to the amulet Tommy held. The statue's eyes, made of some kind of precious stone, seemed to follow Tommy as he approached. As Tommy moved closer to the statue, he noticed something strange. The air around the statue shimmered, and the room seemed to hum with energy. Suddenly, the statue's eyes glowed brightly, and the stone began to crack and crumble. To Tommy's amazement, the statue came to life, transforming into a real jaguar, a guardian of the temple. The jaguar looked at Tommy, then at the amulet. It let out a low growl, not of threat, but of recognition. The guardian circled Tommy slowly, as if assessing him, then sat back on its haunches, watching him intently. Tommy felt a wave of calm wash over him, and he realized that the jaguar wasn't there to harm him. It was there to test him. The jaguar nudged a small stone slab at the base of the statue with its paw. Tommy noticed symbols on the slab, similar to the ones on the walls. It seemed like a puzzle, one that Tommy needed to solve to unlock the temple's secrets. Remembering the carvings he saw earlier, Tommy began to piece together the story they told, a story of balance, of the connection between the jungle and its creatures. With each correct movement of the stones, the room's energy grew stronger. The guardian watched silently, its glowing eyes never leaving Tommy. Finally, with the last piece in place, the temple rumbled, and a hidden door opened at the base of the statue. Tommy took a deep breath and stepped through the door, the guardian following close behind. Inside, he found a small chamber filled with treasures, golden artifacts, jewels, and ancient scrolls. But the most important treasure was a simple wooden box, intricately carved and glowing with a soft light. The guardian nudged the box toward Tommy, and he carefully opened it. Inside was a small, golden leaf, an artifact that radiated warmth and light. Tommy realized that this was the true secret of the temple, a symbol of life and growth, of the jungle's power and its delicate balance. The guardian let out a soft growl, as if approving of Tommy's discovery. Tommy understood that this leaf held the wisdom of the Amazon, a lesson about the importance of protecting nature and the life it sustains. With a respectful nod to the guardian, Tommy carefully placed the leaf back in the box, knowing that this secret was not his to take, but to learn from. Chapter 4: The Return Journey. Tommy left the temple with a sense of fulfillment, the amulet now resting peacefully in his pocket. The jungle seemed to welcome him back, the sounds of life all around him. As he made his way back to the village, he reflected on what he had learned. The Amazon was not just a place of beauty and wonder, but a living, breathing entity that needed to be respected and protected. The jaguar reappeared, its eyes calm and wise. It walked beside Tommy, guiding him back to the village. When they arrived, the elder was waiting, a knowing smile on his face. Tommy handed the elder the amulet, bowing respectfully. The elder nodded in approval, then pointed to the horizon where the storm clouds had now cleared, revealing a bright, shining sun. Tommy knew it was time to return home. He took one last look at the village, the people, and the jungle that had taught him so much. The jaguar gave him a final, gentle nudge, and Tommy felt a rush of wind around him. In the blink of an eye, he was back in his room, the glowing compass resting in his hand. Tommy smiled, his heart full of the secrets and wisdom of the Amazon. He placed the compass on his desk, knowing that there were more adventures to come, more lessons to learn. As he settled into bed, Tommy thought about the guardian, the temple, and the golden leaf. He knew that the true treasure wasn't something you could hold, but something you carried in your heart, a deep respect for the world and the life it holds. With that thought, Tommy drifted off to sleep, dreaming of where the compass might take him next.